through for one behind. 11-7 to Port Adelaide.
Favours the grandstand side on this occasion. The lead's from Bathine. The ball's knocked forward for Vivian. Vivian picks it up well, now goes short towards centre of the ground, looking for Gillies, takes it beautifully and plays on. Now drives towards Stone on a lead from behind at Sorrell. Has he been played the mark? He has.
Travis Sorrell on that occasion got behind the flight of the ball, rolled it down his arm into his chest and was awarded the mark.
The kick from Sorrell has found Ebert. Ebert goes short. Boyd for Port Adelaide. Now to Cunningham at half forward. Screws one back towards centre half forward. Picked up beautifully, however, by Earnshaw. His wobbly kicks towards the centre of the ground. It bounces clear. Jonas the opportunity to Wilson. Wilson wants support. Now goes short, and look at that bullet-like pass from Wilbur Wilson to Edwards. In turn, he goes short to Jonas at half forward. Ball doesn't sit quite well for him. Hoffner comes through, well shepherded by Sorrell. Jonas comes back. A handball over the top, however, has found Bradmore now at half back. Bradmore centres the ball to Portlesia. Portlesia on his own runs towards centre half forward, and there's a brilliant pass to Clifford. The running player is Portlesia. His kick is high, looking for Evans. Duckworth, Evans. No, he's dropped it. And Michael O'Brien it is that will relieve for Central District. His kick close to the line, not marked by Van Dommel, and in fact out of play. 16 minutes gone in the third term, and Port Adelaide 11-7 leads Central District 7-5. 26 points is the margin. Throw in right half forward flank for Port Adelaide. Bathine got the tap. Ball punched clear, however. Portlesia cleverly does it. Held back the player and then gathered the ball. Kicks towards the pocket looking for Aegis. The ball eludes him, however. Taken back there by Mark Pryor for Central District. His kick to the centre of the ground has found Norton. Norton, who looks very similar to Lyle Skinner, a former great player with the Bulldogs, kicks towards centre half forward, and there's a great courageous mark and a great juggle mark taken by Peter Jonas.
Tremendous amount of skill in that mark by Peter Jonas. Kept his eye on the ball as it bounced out of his hands and just able to control it to the ground.
Jonas is at centre half forward. Kick number 10 on its way for the Super Dog towards the square. Punch clear, however. Cowie the opportunity in there battling for Central Districts. In goes Wilson, throwing himself on top of the ball. Can't take possession, however. Eckerman is nicked, and Ivan Eckerman will take the free kick.
Eckerman decides to hand pass. Over to Ebert. Ebert will go right across the face of goals. Andy Portlesia there. Portlesia clears. Bathine to Norton, dropped. Vivian tackled high, eludes two players, has to go past his own teammate, does it very well, does Milky. Phillips made a mistake. Ebert's up there. Got it across to Phillips. Another hand pass clear. That was good play. Over to Hoffner it went. Hoffner's kick is perilously close to the boundary line, and in actual fact it comes off hands and goes out of play. 18 minutes into the third quarter here, which is the best quarter Central Districts have played so far. Port Adelaide have yet to have added a goal. Ivan Eckerman has his head removed off his shoulders, and the strong back pocket player takes a free kick.
It's not surprising, he's a man that travels low to the ground, head over the ball, and when he's tackled, it's usually high.
Centre wing. Williams edges in. Couldn't get to it. Taken by Pryor. Well supported by Earnshaw. Earnshaw's kicked out towards centre half forward. Phillips, Cowie, good mark, but a free kick. Phillips will take it. At centre half back. Outer side. Over towards Kinnear. Kim Kinnear, who had a very good first half. Lehman is over there as well, but Kinnear will take the umpire will take the bounce.
Bounce down, centre wing, outer side of Alberton Oval. Wilson the opportunity, but left the ball. Giles, Wilson now, gets the ball clear towards Gillies. He's in trouble on the bottom of the pack, and the umpire has whistled up play and called for the ball. 4-2 is the difference, and we've been playing for almost 20 minutes of this third term. A better quarter by Central Districts. They trailed lamentably at half-time by 35 points. Ebert, a long handball, and long and effective handball to Clifford. Clifford towards centre wing looking for Abernethy, and Brilliant Bruce has taken the mark in the centre of the ground. But certainly the honours in this third term have all been with Peter Vivian on that position. There's a fine kick from Eckerman, from Abernethy to Cunningham. Cunningham has a shot for goal. It's close to the line. In fact, it's been pushed through now for a point to take Port Adelaide onto 11 goals, 8, and in this term, Bob, they've only kicked 5 points.
Yes, they have. There's a great contest going on there at full-back, full-forward. Tim Evans kicked 4 goals in the first half of this game, but John Duckworth has been as strong as an ox back there and has cleared on many occasions. Honours about even at this stage.
Duckworth. Oh, Ebert, well done. Wasn't a strong kick from John Duckworth. Ebert was able to get close to the ground and take the mark. Kick number 15 for Russell Ebert. Evans, Duckworth knocked it away from that player. Mark Norsworthy coming clear for Central Districts, bouncing his way forward, looking for the movement of Jonas. And there it is. There's Peter Hoffner on his hammer and tack. Jonas there, but the umpire will bounce.
Quiet quarter by Peter Jonas in the first quarter. Saw him come back strongly in the second quarter and playing well again in this third quarter.
Dolan and Bathan. Dolan that got the movement forward. Cunningham over. Taken by Giles. Tony Giles kicked towards centre half forward. Williams for Lettick. Aegis down there. There's Mark Williams. Williams has a look at the goals, has a big long kick, and that's a beauty. Straight through for his second goal. Port's 12th, the first for the quarter. 12 goals, 8 to 7 goals, 5.
Let's have a look at Mark Williams. The moment he gathered that ball, he knew exactly what he was going to do with it, and that was head towards goal and blast a goal for Port Adelaide, and he did exactly that. A very good player for Port Adelaide today, Mark Williams. Been in the centre for the first half, now on a half-forward flank, and he's been effective, whether it's on that flank or in the centre of the ground.
Quarter time, Port Adelaide led by 37 points. That was reduced to 35 at half-time, and now they lead by 33 points, and we've had 23 minutes of this third quarter. Ebert, Norsworthy, Norton left it, Clifford didn't. Clifford running through centre half forward, booms one in towards goals. It's going awfully close, but Duckworth back there takes a fine, well-judged mark in defence.
Great contest, points that time to Duckworth.
Duckworth to the outer side of Alberton Oval. Norton, and this time doesn't leave the ball behind and takes a very safe mark. Swings to the left boot, kicks towards half forward, the bounce favours Wilson. The handball is good. Lehman towards half forward, Jonas can't hold it, shepherded by Bathan, is pushed aside now. Clifford takes the possession, gets the long handball wide for Abernethy. Vivian appeared to tackle him very high, but players allowed to go on. Cunningham loses possession, Van Dommel's there, Clifford in pursuit, Jonas in trouble. The handball over the top to Norsworthy, picked up now by Hoffner for Port Adelaide. His kick is a beauty towards half forward, Williams gathers and turns. Now with the left boot, look at that pass to Valenic. Beautiful football by Mark Williams.
Good play, Williams. Good play, Ross Aegis. He told Valenic he's by himself and allowed him the easiest of marks on his chest. 15-metre penalty in the meantime brings Valenic within 35 metres of goal.
Milan Valenic, without a goal to his credit, has one minor score. This one looks okay, however. It's a goal to Valenic, his first, and Port Adelaide now moves to 13-8, leading the Central District 7 goals, 5.
Centrals had contained Port Adelaide till about 5 minutes ago, and in that 5 minutes Port Adelaide have added 3 goals. Let's have a look at the play of Mark Williams. Again, very positive in what he's doing. Pushed the ball wide to Valenic, and it was Aegis that stood aside and allowed Valenic the easiest of marks.
86 to 47, Port Adelaide in control. Just about to enter the time-on period of the third quarter here at Alberton Oval. The replay coming to you from Channel 9. And Port Adelaide doing it very well. Gillies. Kinnear. Kicks it high. Knocked away. Taken by Wilson. That was good play. Over to Gillies. Gillies moves it around the corner. Jonas couldn't take the mark. Bathan. Eckerman Bathine back in there. The ball clear. Hoffner has it to Cunningham. Cunningham away, over towards Kim Kinnear. He'll be opposed by Norton, but he gets his kick down. Aegis is over there. And that's a beautiful mark, but not allowed. Now the umpire comes in to bounce the ball. Porplecia does that very well, does Andy Porplecia. Evans close to the boundary line, and in actual fact it's out of play as Andy Porplecia and his opponent decide to have a pride of errand. That ages you, doesn't it? Left half forward flank. Williams. Earnshaw kicks it clear. Cunningham. Close to being best on ground. Makes a mistake but has the ability to recover. Over to Abernethy. Abernethy out the front for Williams. And Williams is playing a crackerjack game. Tremendous exhibition of football this afternoon by Mark Williams. And this will be his 12th kick. He's covered a lot of ground, either at centre or on the half forward. Puts it in towards the square. It's all Central Districts though. Pryor moves it clear. Lehman. With plenty of speed there. Got it across to Bubner. Bubner in towards the centre position. Wilson over the top, nearly pulled in a one-hander, but recovered very well. Tony Giles. He's a good footballer, Tony Giles. From centre half forward, blasts in towards the goals. Aegis over the top. Taken and snapped towards the goals. Is a beauty. It's through. It's Port Adelaide's 13th. And it was Mark Williams' 3rd.
Read it like a true rover, Mark Williams. His father would have been proud of him on that occasion. The long kick from the centre of the ground was that of Tony Giles bursting down from his half-back flank. Have a look at Aegis go right up over the top, unable to control it, but Williams was the player. Call as you like, into his hands, onto his boot. His 3rd goal, Port Adelaide's 14th. They now lead 14-8 to 7-5, and we've had 2 minutes of time on in the 3rd quarter.
After a quiet start in this 3rd term, Port Adelaide now have kicked or added 3 goals 5. They're into attack again. Towards Evans, Duckworth. Opportunity for Centrals to get out of trouble. The kick towards half-back. Lehman. Kinnear takes it, however, for Port Adelaide and thumps it back, and there's a good diving mark taken across there by Andy Porplecia. Porplecia without a goal also, but Port Adelaide's certainly doing it easily now. 7 goals 3 is their lead. That's 45 points. A goal here from Porplecia, which should be on, although it's a bad kick, however, hardly making the distance. The accuracy was awful. A point only to Porplecia, so the lead now is 46 points.
Port Adelaide, whilst being without Darryl Cale today, have lost nothing in comparison, because Porplecia has been a good player, and it's unfortunate he didn't finish off his work on that occasion with a goal.
Duckworth brings the ball back into play. Dolan's kick was smothered. Gillies is over there, forced to the ground, and umpire Foster, quick on the scene, will bounce. 3.5 minutes into the time on period here. 93 to 47. Port Adelaide well in control. Dolan. Chance now for O'Brien. O'Brien forward. Phillips doesn't take the mark. Tony Giles is there. Taken by Bathine. Supported by Jonas. The Super Dog goes in towards goals, but the siren is gone. 3/4 time score. 14 goals 9 Port Adelaide. The Bulldogs trailing 7 goals 5. It's kicked this afternoon.
Trevor Sorrell now with the ball. Kicks towards Clifford from behind as Wilson interfering with Clifford over the shoulder, and the Bomber will take the free kick at left half back. Wanting support, wanting to handball, but now goes straight across ground, and a fine pass out there to Abernethy. Abernethy's kick towards centre wing has found Kinnear. Port Adelaide doing as they like in this final term. The handballs to Sorrell, they're everywhere. Hoffner couldn't hold that one, picked up by Earnshaw, and he hasn't stopped trying all day for the Bulldogs. His kick towards centre wing, picked up Ebert, dummies, now to the left foot. Anthony Williams is on a lead but can't take it. Behind is Pryor. His short kick looking for Lehman is a good one and has found that player. The long handball towards Edwards. Edwards has support from Lehman. Bursting his way through there, however, is Kinnear. Dainty little kick to Ebert. No pressure whatsoever as Ebert kicks to the pocket, and there's Ivan Eckerman. Eckerman pulled to ground, a 15-metre penalty being implied, is it? Yes, it is. Umpire Foster running down to give that 15-metre.
All of the Port Adelaide backmen are attempting to get into the act. We see Ivan Eckerman now with the opportunity to kick a goal. Peter Hoffner's had a couple of shots for goal. Tony Giles has pushed the ball well into the forward line on a number of occasions.
Eckerman's shot for goal is a true defender's kick. It's gone out of bounds on the full.
We have 36 players almost forward of centre at Alberton Oval. We've had 4 minutes of time on in the last quarter.
John Duckworth wobbles one towards centre half back. Port Adelaide again. This time it's Dolan. Look at the big fella bursting his way through. Pops one up towards the square. Duckworth and Evans. Duckworth! Beautiful mark, John Duckworth, and he really has tried hard to stem the tide and to combat Tim Evans. His kick is short and has found Norton. Kevin Norton towards centre wing, looking for Bathine. He's up high, got hand of ball but couldn't hold it. Forcing his way through there is Budner. Peter Budner for Central Districts now at centre wing. Drives them forward, looking for co-new player in Darryl Hart, who can't control the ball. It's pushed clear, chance for an Abernethy, but it's off his boot and out of play.
5 minutes into the time-on period here at Alberton Oval. 22 goals, 15 to Port Adelaide. Central Districts 8 goals, 10. End of the year for Central Districts. Port Adelaide will remain on top. Mark Williams it was that palmed it down. Now goes back for possession again. What a good player Mark Williams is. There's a jolly good mark. It goes to his brother, Anthony.
Let's have a look at the mark. Brother to brother. One-hander, juggled it all the way down to the ground in what was a great mark.
Duckworth held Evans off. The umpires picked it up. And Tim Evans will get his opportunity to kick his 6th goal.
Great duel between two great players. There's been a lot of body applied by both players today, and the honours on the day would be about even. Evans kicked 4 in the first half.
That's his first miss for goal. He's now kicked 5 goals, 1.
118 goals for the season, a magnificent performance. If you add the 50 goals that Ross Agius has kicked, it just shows what a formidable duo that those two are up in the forward line for Port Adelaide. 22-16 Port Adelaide, 8-10 Central Districts, 5.5 minutes of time on in the last quarter.
Duckworth again. Goes straight down the middle of the ground on this occasion, and Clifford in front takes a fine mark. Port Adelaide have players all over the ground. Clifford. Enormous kick from Clifford, almost making the distance. Duckworth and Evans in battle again, and the ball off hands through for a point. 22-17 Port Adelaide, 8 goals, 9 Central Districts.
Valuable player, Bomber Clifford. He's already kicked 2 goals for the Port Adelaide side. He's run support all over the ground for his fellow teammate. He's had some 19 kicks, 8 handballs and taken 7 marks. Statistically that's good, and the team play that he's contributed has also been good.
Duckworth's kick has been marked by Dolan. Big fella. Has a look down ground for Tim Evans. Duckworth knocked it away. Pryor over there for Central Districts. Very close to the boundary line. Keeps it in play though. A high kick on the siren. Alberton Oval final score is 22-17 Port Adelaide. Central Districts 8 goals 10.
Well, I wonder what Central's coach Darryl Hicks was thinking then. Season 1980, now all over for the Bulldogs, and that's very, very disappointing when you consider that last year they finished minor premiers, and the beginning of this season they were looked upon as the glamour side of the season. But of course, in fairness to them, injuries have certainly played a very, very important part in their failure. We'll come back in 1 moment's time with David Darcy talking to the Port Adelaide captain, Bucky Cunningham.
Brian, after 2 very tight games with Central Districts early in the season, today seemed to be a very easy win, was it?
The scoreboard showed it as an easy win. We played reasonably well, I thought, but it wasn't a good standard game. There are a lot of incidents in the game that perhaps shouldn't have been there, and
Can you just elaborate for us on those a bit?
Well, the first 10 minutes was fairly hard, and we expected it to be a hard game, but I think the Centrals are a better side than they showed today. A lot of our players are fairly hot on the fact that their players don't concentrate enough on the ball. I think that if they concentrated more on the ball and less on other aspects of the play, I think they'd be a better side.
Did you find this particular aspect of the game with them early in the season as well, or was it just this game?
No. They were a good side the first two games, and they played equally as well as we did, and they got close to us, but today they didn't, and we know they're a better side than they showed.
Really, the game was uninteresting from the first 5 minutes when you kicked those first 3 goals. It looked the foregone conclusion then. Now, this probably doesn't do Port Adelaide well in your lead up to the finals.
No, we took today as a lead up to the final. We thought we'd won a tough match because our matches, the remaining 3, we play Norwood next week, and that'll be fairly tough, but then we play Woodville and South, and we normally have a good run into the finals, and we were hoping to have a big build-up, but it's going to be fairly hard with the last 2 games as they are.
You're running players again today. I mention it every time that I see Port Adelaide, and it certainly doesn't. Ebert's performance today.
Tremendous. We had a lot of good players. I thought Russell played tremendously. Some of the things he did were absolute magic, and I thought Mark Williams excelled as well, and we had lots of good players.
Talking about Mark Williams, he kicked 5 goals and Evans kicked 5 goals. He played a little bit more on the half-forward line today.
Yes, he moved around all over the place, and he's extremely fit, and if you've got to chase Mark Williams around, you certainly know you've been playing. There's no doubt about that.
What's this about a birthday?
I'm trying to keep it quiet.
How old?
24.
20?
No, 27. How's that?
27. And you look about 21. How do you feel?
Oh, I feel all right, yeah. As long as I'm getting a few kicks, I don't mind. I'll be around for a few years yet.
And you did get very many kicks today. Congratulations on your own game. It was one of the best that I've seen you play.
No, I didn't really. I can't agree with you there. I didn't play very well today. Probably the most ineffective I've played for quite a number of weeks. A lot of the kicks I had weren't good kicks, and I'm a bit disappointed about that.
Well, you had an enormous amount of kicks, something like 27 and about 13 handballs or something.
Oh, yeah, it's the effective ones that count, though.
Thanks, Brian, and once again, congratulations to Port Adelaide today.
Thanks, Dave.
David Darcy there talking to the Port Adelaide captain, Bucky Cunningham, and geez, a nice guy. And very strangely, Bucky Cunningham coming out saying that some of the Central's players should concentrate more on the football. A very interesting comment there. But Port Adelaide, the victors by 91 points. Looking at their better players for the Magpies, Russell Ebert, Cunningham and Mark Williams, their main goal kickers. Mark Williams and Evans kicked 5 each. Tim Evans' total of the season now is 118. Only 20 more goals required to break Freddie Phillips' record of 137. And of course, he's got a minimum of 5 games to do that. Ages kicked 4, 2 each to Clifford and Ebert. For Centrals, harder to find their better players. Jonas, Duckworth and Earnshaw. Their main goal kickers, Stone and Edwards, each kicked 2. After this break, we'll come back with our second replay, and whatever you do, don't miss it. It's a beauty from Football Park, Glenelg playing West Adelaide.